Well, first of all, I mean, I think on the, and there's probably a miscommunication on my part, but the fourth quarter in the US was actually a very good quarter. It just happened that in quarter three, because we're changing some of our IT systems, I don't want to bore you with that, we anticipated a lot of the sales of Q4 into Q3. The reality is that our Q3 was in reality around 3.5%, and the fourth was in a real +5. So we've been accelerating in the US. Probably should have warned people better about that. Why we are optimistic about the US? When short term, the market, at least the mass market, is not in great state, but have to acknowledge that the start of the year in the US has been a bit shaky between the climate events, the fires in LA, probably some of the expectations about the new administration. But all in all, the dynamics of the US economy remain positive. There's low unemployment, there's consumer confidence, even though apparently it's dropped a little bit recently. But I think the fundamentals of the economy are there. We only have 13% market share. So it's not just about market growth, it's about a capacity to conquer new consumers. And as I said, it's a very demanding but very diverse market where if you come with strong brands but real solutions with products that benefit from our innovations created here in New Jersey, you will conquer the hearts of these consumers. So I think we have great potential regardless of the dynamism of the market. But overall, I think if I take a couple of years trajectory, this is going to be a growing market. Demographics, purchasing power are positive.
Yeah, there's still a bit of uncertainty, maybe medium short term, the sticky inflation, the impact of potential tariffs put into place by the Trump administration. I know you produce mostly locally, but there could still be an impact, I guess, on the supply chain when it comes to ingredients, impact on the luxury division, because these products are more produced in Europe. So can I just have your take on the potential impact of tariffs on your business in the US, but also just more widely on the world economy?
Overall, if I take a broader perspective and not specific to L'Oréal, tariff wars are never good. And in the end, they're not good for the consumer because it's the consumer that ends up paying one way or another for tariffs. As far as L'Oréal is concerned, I mean, considering the information we have today, because it's changing regularly, I'm not overly concerned. First of all, as you said, we produce more than half of the business we do in the US in the US. Actually, we're a net exporter from the US. We sell more outside the US than we import. We manufacture some of our products in Mexico and Canada, but overall it's mostly a US in mass. It's mostly US manufactured, and a brand like CeraVe, which is one of our biggest global brands, is made here in the USA. It's true that we import luxury fragrances. We export from Europe to the US. Right now, there's no tariff on this category. Should there be one, well, we will work around it. There's pricing power. There's also the currency effect. The dollar is stronger. So I think it is manageable as long as it doesn't become, a global tit-for-tat tariff scenario.
And you made a wake-up call to European leaders saying this is crunch time to boost competitiveness in Europe. Yes, President Macron talked about an electroshock of the return of President Trump to the White House. Do you see this moment as being particularly crucial for Europe? And is this an electroshock?
Yes, it is. I think, Europe, first of all, I'm a firm believer in Europe. I think it's a fantastic land of opportunity. It's a great market. It's a continent that produces great scientists, great AI inventors. mRNA came from originally from Europe. And it's true that, over the last couple of years, it's become a bit too much focused on regulation and not enough on innovation. And the Draghi report, which was requested by President von der Leyen, highlighted the need for Europe to focus more on investing in innovation and a bit less on regulation. And I think, as always, you need a diagnosis, but you need an incentive to change. And my belief and hope, and that's what I perceive today when I meet European politicians, is that the new Trump administration and their focus on competitiveness will be the little push that was needed to transform this very clear Draghi report into actions. And that's what we are waiting for.
Very final question for me on China, of course, has been a big driver for growth for you for many years. We know things are difficult there. The Chinese government trying to kickstart the economy there. When do you see growth coming back in that region of the world?
Well, first of all, the good thing about China, and I'm going there in a couple of weeks, is that we continue to see that consumers love beauty. They talk about beauty online, and they are really interested in innovations and new products. And by the way, last year, even though the year was not great in terms of growth because the market was negative, when we came to the market with innovative products like on Saint Laurent, Prada, or CeraVe, or La Roche-Posay, we had great growth. So it's a more demanding market. Right now, there's a lack of consumer confidence. So I would say Chinese consumers are holding onto their savings. So we need I don't know if it's the local government or the global economy to foster more trust, more jobs, and therefore more consumptions. But I still do believe that, I'm often asked whether China is the next China. I think that China will be a land of growth. There are more people entering the middle classes. The generation that's growing older now is the generation that was born and grown with the appetite for beauty products. And the boomers all over the world are a fantastic source of growth for L'Oréal. They are spending more. So all in all, I think we are in a cyclical downturn in China, and it's a good moment for us to again increase our innovation, make sure that we really come with products that tempt consumers, and therefore I'm confident. I don't see this year being a big change versus last year, but I think we'll see good news from China in the months and years to come.